Hi, everybody. Who is on my screen? Who is on my screen? Look at all these beautiful people. I am so excited about this. We are preparing. We are excited. We are looking forward to the inside job. And this screen makes me smile ear to ear. We have Till, we have Cal, we have Benny, Vaughn, and we have Eric Brown and the Rebels helping me host. I mean, do you see? This is amazing. How about that?
Yeah.
Everyone's very quiet. Aren't you guys excited? I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
So excited to be here.
This is exciting. So let's just dive right in. Whitney, tell us a little bit about what you're thinking for your part in the inside job and kind of how you see it. Or should I give a brief description? The inside job, let me do that. The inside
Let's do
job,
that, yeah.
7 weeks, every Monday from 1:30 to 3:30. Each one of these teachers will be presenting. And then at the end of their presentations, we're going to take 3 of their biggest ideas, and we're going to meet afterwards and discuss them with the teachers. How cool is that? We also have a PhD joining us. He's going to open and end the workshop. So he's going to give us some exercises we can do to get deeper within ourselves and more focused throughout. So we are excited as all can be. And then 2, at the end of the workshop, we all will meet again with the students, all of us together. So you'll get all these teachers at 7 weeks long.
Can I add to that a little bit just to clarify some stuff?
Please, you always do.
Begins January 17th, and the time that Diane noted was East Coast time. So mark out where you are in the continent or on the globe. And know that this is a personal development class. This is all about making sure that you guys have the success that you want to have, that we want you to have, and learning from people who have found their own success, who are pretty awesome about talking about it and learning through stories and activities that feel completely, just wholehearted and heartfelt and all the things that we know and love.
All right.
It's so good.
And there is a, I don't know how to articulate this very well, but there are different options for pricing. So check that out. That's a really cool element that Diane has emulated. It's pretty awesome.
So we're gonna have I'm just gonna tell you the different prices. I gotta look. It's $250, $375, and $599, and every price option gives you the same class. So thank you for bringing that up, Rebel. Now, Whitney, tell me everything. How are you? You look great.
Thank you very much. You look wonderful as well. Great to see all these smiling faces here today in the new year. So I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this. It's a topic and a concept thing that I don't think we get to talk about a lot, mainly because a lot of what you're talking about here is about personal development. It's not, like you said, just about making money and business success, but getting into the real nuts and bolts of what it means for you to feel personal success in your life. And I've had a number of challenges and things along the way in my career that have turned into beneficial things. And that's one of the things that I'm going to focus on in this talk with everybody is how to turn some of those challenging and what might seem like disastrous situations into something positive. I was just thinking about this in terms of some anecdotes and things like that. I don't talk about this very much, and it's kind of bypassed my memory a lot, but I got fired from my first job in massage therapy, believe it or not. It was actually not fired, it's more let go because of mismanagement from a chiropractic office that I was working for. But that turned into actually opportunities for some other things that really set me in another direction, going in some other places. And that kind of thing happened to me a number of other times. And I'm going to talk about a few of those other instances. But what I really want to talk about is turning adversity or what might seem like challenging situations into something really positive and making them really go. So that's what I'm looking forward to sharing with everybody.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes I will refer to Till as the silence between the notes. So Till, tell us a little bit about what you
Miles Davis famously said that was what made him a great trumpet player, was the space between the notes. And that's Till there.
So tell us, what might you be thinking about for the inside job?
Do I have to take myself off mute to do that?
You already are.
It's now the space
Unsilenced
between the other
to silence.
presenters.
That's right.
We'd like you to mime your answer, please.
It's dear Whitney, I love your story, and it's just making me think about how this is such a personal profession. This thing we do depends so much on who we are, and we all do it because we love it, because we want to bring who we are into the work, into the relationship. You know, if it's just about money, we'd be doing something else. You know, that's the main motivator. But we're doing it because we love the work, and we love bringing what it brings to us personally. And then our clients love us because of who we are, because of what we bring to it personally as well. So the paradox is there's not a ABC course in being who you are and how to be the person who's gonna, you know, really have that work for you and work for your clients. But that's a worthy endeavor. How do I really bring who I am to my work in a way that makes it even better, makes it what I do even better, and makes the experience even better for both of us? And I think Whitney, you set the tone there, as you know, the ways that our struggles are as much a part of it as our successes. The name of the class is Success is an Inside Job, but it's really all of who we are. And all that said, the thing I'm looking to bring to the conversation are really practical things. I mean, that's the way I've kind of honed the offering in my teaching arena, is really practical things to offer. So I'm going to keep that going and look for really practical things to do toward this really big picture question of how do I bring myself to my work in a way that makes it even better.
I have
Excellent.
to say,
Yeah.
go ahead, Whitney. Were you going to say something? I apologize.
And no, just I was saying that sounds excellent. I'm looking forward to attending that.
I feel like, I don't know,
too.
I feel like I'm going to explode out of my skin with excitement. I really do. Because I'm sitting here with all of you, and then I'm hearing what you're going to talk about. Like, I'm sweating a little. I don't know how anyone would want to miss this. I can't, I'm counting the days. So Benny Vaughn. Hey, Benny, what's going on? I'm so excited to
Hey.
have you with.
Hello, Texas.
Hello,
Hey.
everyone.
What's going on? Can you tell us a
Well,
little bit?
Yeah. So first, I'll echo Whitney and Till. This is great that you're facilitating this sort of action. The piece for me, as we begin 2022, I've made a shift in what I am doing to serve the massage therapy community that I've been a part of for 46 years, and to serve the community of humans, or, luminous light beings having a human experience. With the current situation of fact that there is a pandemic that exists, my observation has been that massage therapists, body workers, people who use touch as their vehicle for change it's become more apparent of the critical role that we who do massage and body work play in a civilization, in a society. And that touch is what keeps people connected with their human experience. The personal success of those who use touch to help and serve others is as important a part of the therapeutic intervention as the actual techniques. So if the massage therapist, the body worker, the person who is doing the work through touch is having a wonderful, expansive, personal growth experience, it is transferred during that therapeutic intervention. So my focus is working with those who use touch to help others find balance in their lives to ensure that they are achieving their personal best. I've always said that education nourishes the soul, and your potential should be nourished, and it can be nourished by education. And it's education about ways to see the world around you. And so all of us who will be involved in sharing with the audience what you can do to achieve and continue expansive thinking for that personal growth will actually give you more potential, more power for executing change with your clients. So this personal growth, personal enhancement, looking at the way we think and how it influences what we do, how it influences our intentions, really make us not only a better person, but a better therapist, a better body worker. And that's what I'm going to focus on is how do you do that? So I'm at my clinic right now. I just finished a massage session as I rushed over to my office to get on line and discovered that I was not online and had to reboot and all this and that. But in any event, is that, this is what I do every day and have for 46 years. And I want to share with everyone in the audience, here are the things that I do. And I, like Whitney was describing, it has never started out exactly right from the beginning. And so just remember that failures are feedback. And I'm not the first to say that. There have been many throughout history who have said that in different ways, that, failure is just feedback, that, oh, that may not be the best way to do. And we have done that with our body work. We have done that with our hands-on therapy. We have figured out like, oh, wow, this is a better way to do this. So education nourishes the soul, and everyone out there can nourish their potential. That's what I'm going to talk about.
Benny Ball! So let's keep circling around. Who should we pick next, Rebel? How about we pick Carol?
Hilarious. They can talk at the same time.
Talk at the same time. Ready? Go.
I'm just kidding.
Did you both pick a different person?
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
virtually
Yeah.
arm wrestle.
Carol, what's up, Carol?
Everybody. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm at the right party, because sometimes, well, I'm always at the right party, but sometimes I'm not the guest people were expecting. But it sounds like we're doing the same thing here. I'm all about liberation, and I feel like I love that this is not about success as spreadsheets. And for all intents and purposes, there's no reason I should be successful. I can't tell you what I'm going to be doing in 5 years. Never have been able to. Don't ever want to be able to. And I don't think that's key to success. I found my way through various things. I wound up in massage school completely by accident. Wound up working with people who were dying, realized that a huge barrier to my own authenticity and joy was the fact that I was going to die, and like sort of running from that. And so really helping people embrace that and just to like be with what's true. And even words like failure, I can't remember who it was, but there's a famous writer who has notoriously been married multiple times. And I remember reading an interview with her years ago, and the interviewer said, "So you've had 4 failed marriages?" And she said, "No, I've just had 4 marriages that ended." And I love that, because it's, it didn't fail. It just didn't do what people think it's going to do. And I think that is so often, it's not, I think there's a fine line between fake it till you make it reframe that is like ignoring what's in front of you. And the like, this isn't what I expected, but what's right about this and what's surprising and interesting. And if I don't run from the discomfort of this not working out the way I imagined, what's here? And I feel like that's so much of what we get to do hanging out with dying people. And, you know, I mean, I sort of feel like I got put on the planet in this weird sort of ladyboy existence, just specifically to explore like, these rules are all made up. And if these are made up, then we can make up better ones. And so I think for me, that's if I consider myself successful, it's in my personal relationships and in my willingness to collaborate and not even willingness, like excitement and like going, okay, here's the thing I'm good at and here's the thing I'm really not good at. But together we can be good at this thing. And it doesn't matter if at the end of the day, I'm the one that people are like, you know, Cal Cates did that. It's like this thing now exists that is making lives better or making more community. And I feel like there is something to that idea that if you follow your heart, the quote money will follow, or the rewards will follow. You know, it may not be that the money follows in the way that you hope it might, but you wake up every day knowing why you're awake and what it is that you're here to do. And I feel like if you can do that, especially in these times, and I bet 20 years ago, 40 years ago, people living then would have been like, whoa, these times are crap. You got to really show up to yourself. I think everybody thinks they've got it challenging, but I think that there is a possibility for increased awareness and awakening right now. And so much of what stands between us and living authentically and really being alive is us. So, you know, you can't follow your heart if you've never seen it. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about is, you know, what are the ways we hide from ourselves and how can we stop doing that? So we can just like Benny said, just be these light beings that are, you know, stuck in these outfits. And how can we support our clients and other people we work with in embracing that? So yeah, stuff like that.
Stuff like
I
that.
heard that referred to as our skin suits. Our skin suits. But,
Nice.
hey, Eric, are you doing push-ups now? I mean, that's like, I mean, following up with all that, are you? I thought maybe you had the camera off because you were doing push-ups, lunges or something, getting ready to share what you're.
My arm is going, I'm holding my phone up.
Hey, Brown in the house.
So I am absolutely delighted, Diane, to be part of this event. And I want to thank you for inviting me. And I'm just half of the team. So it's Eric Brown and Ann Williams. So we're a duo doing our presentation. And unfortunately, Ann can't be here right now. So I'll try to articulate what we're doing. Ann is the smart one. I'm just the pretty face in the team. So, you know, when you asked us to attend this or to take part in this, you know, one of the questions we found ourselves asking ourselves is what exactly is success? Because we are not millionaires by any stretch of the imagination. You know, so this is as I think Whitney or Till mentioned, I forget who. It's just not all about money. You know, we are driven by other wants, needs, missions, and for me personally, that's through the years has always been making touch a positive social value. And you know, my vehicle for doing that is massage, which offers safe, structured massage or safe, structured touch. For people that live in largely a society that is not very touch friendly. And touch is so important for all aspects of our being, from you know, psychological, physical, social well-being. So that's really what's driven me. And so from a success standpoint, you know, I think I have really helped move the needle. And I'm thankful, you know, that I've been in the position I am, that I've been able to do that, both myself and through helping others, facilitating other massage therapists to do that through all kinds of educational resources and business advice. Now, we're not, Ann and I are not doing a business presentation per se. There's lots of techniques that you can use, but when you really think about it, it's really who we are that really is going to drive your success. It's going to be you as a person, and not necessarily the techniques or strategies that you use. Now, Anne is a theater major, so she likes a little bit of drama. So what we decided to do in terms of our presentation is to look at basically the tarot of success. What we've looked at is Carl Jung's 12 archetypes. And archetypes are basically characteristics that an individual has that are sort of characterized. And some of these are the creator, the magician, the innocent, the caregiver, the lover. These are some of the archetypes we're going to look at. And we're going to look at how these can either help or hinder us. We're going to look at a light side and a shadow side of each of these archetypes, and share our experiences, what archetypes most strongly define us, and how that has impacted our business as well, or our success. So Anne always puts on a show. She's in the process of creating a fantastic PowerPoint presentation to go along with this. The attendees will have a really nice handout that they can refer to, so they can help self-identify what archetype they are, and how that might inform the decisions they make in their business or in their lives even. So that's a quick summary of what we have planned.
This is like, for me, this is like a dream, because again, it's just so many different personality types, and the gentle whisper behind everyone seems to be pretty similar on the success view. If anyone wants to elaborate on that too, feel free to do so. But what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful event. I just want to say how thankful I am to all of you for the years of effort that you've put in to be able to help with this event. Rebel, do you have anything to say about success? I know you're not presenting, but we could look at some of your stuff and see that you're having a good time in the community too.
I do. I mean, really quickly, I think I want to mention that as somebody who has suffered from depression, there's this feeling when depression hits that you kind of can't see anything else, and then when you get out of it, then you're kind of like, oh, I forgot that I can be all these other things in the world, and active and happy and healthy, and I think the hardest part is to get yourself out of that mindset of being convinced that you can't have success or you can't have the life that you want. And I know it so well. I just was in it for so long, and I think that for anybody out there who has any self-doubt, which is like completely 1,000,000% normal and human, it's something that we all struggle with. And to hear these people say, yes, I've had failures, is just one of those like reassuring moments that reminds me that I'm okay being human, and I love being a part of this. And I just feel like, if you're on the fence and you're not sure about whether to sign up, I can't stress enough how amazing this is going to be. I feel like these people are all really wise, and I'm super excited. And I want to add, Whitney actually reached out to me recently and reminded me of, what was the quote from Mark Twain, Whitney, that you said? It's like, don't let your education.
Don't let school get in the way of your education.
Don't let school get in the way of your education. And it's like little things like that I kind of know in the back of my head, but then it comes back. And I was so thankful that Whitney was like, just remember this. And I was like, oh yeah. So little things like that. I mean, I think there's lots of things that we get overwhelmed with all the techniques and the anatomy and all the stuff, but don't let that get in the way of your education of who you are and how you can grow and learn and be.
I mean, basically, I think everyone kind of has said it's an inside job. So we're really excited. We're really excited to share our ideas with you. Till, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I just been
You can always
thinking
tell.
about what each of you have said along the way, and the theme, Whitney, you really started, is that it's not just the things we think we do that make it work, it's the challenges we have as well.
Mhm.
And I'm just going back to myself. And really, one of the big pivotal moments for me was getting really sick. I was sick for like 3 years and couldn't work from like chronic Lyme disease. And that was intense because I had to work. I had a young family, I had a mortgage, all kinds of reasons. So here I was, this health care practitioner, helping people go with higher levels of health themselves. And I'm as sick as a dog. And so how do I actually show up in a way that's right for me, first of all, but then also helpful for my clients? And there was a period there where I just pushed through it, and a period where I had to say, okay, I got to stop. But that debate itself, but then especially when I'm ready again, how do I bring wherever I'm at to the table or to the interaction in a way that's still right for everybody? Such a key piece for me. And I'm hearing echoes of that in a lot of what the rest of these people are saying. So I'm really looking forward to the conversation. I'm loving it, sitting here soaking it up.
You know, one of the things that I just heard recently was I heard someone say that you can have an awakening,
Yeah.
or you can have an experience. And experiences will just keep happening over and over and over again until you have the awakening. So one of the things that I've been thinking about is everything's here to teach me. And if I could see it as that, my days would be just a little more blissful, sometimes painful, but you know, there's a lot to learn every day. So I think that's about it. Does anybody else have anything to say before we wrap up?
Yes, I just want to say to, our colleagues who are watching this live on Facebook or watching a recording of this, is to remind you that, and I'm paraphrasing here, it's been said by many civilizations, and I can't say it in Latin, I'd have to read it in Latin, but all of you have heard it, fortune rewards the bold, or fortune comes to the bold. So one of the things that I have worked with, and that I constantly do, is pay attention to those of you who are watching this. Pay attention to the paradigms that will show up: the delay paradigm, the money paradigm, the time paradigm. I don't have time to do this. I don't have the money to do this. I'll do it next year. And one of the things that I learned early on in my career, with studying with some of the great masters of massage and body work, who are no longer here, who have passed away, and the opportunities that I had to work with them when they were still here having that human experience was invaluable. And there was one master from Europe that I thought, oh gosh, I'd love to study with this person and this and that. And I kept putting it on delay. Oh, this person's going to be in the US and is going to be teaching. Oh, I can't go out there. I can't do that. And then this person moved on from this human experience. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, why didn't I go out to San Francisco and attend those lectures? Why didn't I do that? And it was the delay paradigm. So I just want to leave and just let those of you who are watching this know all those paradigms are going to show up. Notice what you're noticing, and just remember that the delay paradigm does not help your personal development and your personal growth. So recognize it and push it off to the side, because you can do this.
Anyone, Team Inside Job, I'm so excited to work with all of you. January 17th, it starts. I cannot wait. I'm counting the days. I appreciate your time. We're going to go offline. Thank you all for tuning in. Till the next time. Woo!